So the question is, will it allow you to become a better storyteller? That's the $64,000 question right now. I was having a conversation with him, and we were just talking about it, and he was like, well, what do you think? What do you think? And stuff like that. And I said, listen, if you have the money to spend and stuff like that, then absolutely go for it. Absolutely. If that's what you like, you know what, just go for it. Absolutely. But that's a little bit steep, you know. I mean, even the entire package at $5,000 would be considered steep. Right now, it's going beyond $5,000. So anyway, so we were talking about the FX5, and we were like, well, you know what? Because he knows that I am totally, my ecosystem is fully Blackmagic camera. Like when I'm shooting all my main things, I'm using my Blackmagic camera, and I am using a 4K. I'm not using the 6K or 6K whatever, the new version. No, I have a 4K because this camera is a little bit smaller. It's Micro Four 3, of course, and it does what I need it to do, at least in this time, in this timeline of what I'm doing. And if I ever do things that are a little bit more, then I will think of upgrading it. But right now, this is perfect. I like the size of it. I have it right over here. I'm using a 25mm lens, so it's kind of small. So the camera is very small. I do travel a lot, so when I'm in the on a plane or in airports, this is more easier to handle as compared to the 6K, which is a much heavier camera. That's a full frame camera. This is Micro Four 3. I want my footprint to be a little bit more smaller, easier to carry around and stuff like that. And of course, I have my favorite 25mm. Now, where did I press record? On my Sony camera. Now I'm doing a lot of this, and you will notice, maybe I can't notice on my monitor so clearly. I mean, I'm not paying attention because I'm looking at the camera, but in post I probably will see, is when you are talking about cinema camera, and then you're talking about other cameras. Okay, I don't want to say video camera and cinema camera. I think the conversation is a little bit more intelligent than that. You have cinema cameras, and then you have all these other cameras. Okay, so the Sony, okay, hold on, before I go to the FX5, when you look at a cinema camera like this guy right here, there is nothing automatic about it. There is no automation. This is basically 1000% manual camera, meaning I have to do everything. The lens, the focusing, aperture, going through the menu or changing the ISO. This camera will not do anything for me, because when they made this camera, and this is also called, they call it the cinema camera. And when they made this camera, they were making it for cinema people. They were not making it for video people. You can use this camera to shoot video, obviously, of course, you can do that, sure. But the way they made it, and that's the reason why I bought this camera, because it forced me to not think about automatic things. Because I have a Sony ZV camera right over there. Ooh, can I touch it? Okay, it's right over there. So and that's not manual. I mean, there's a manual function too, but I use automatic on that, so that when I'm recording, I am in focus, and if I'm moving further away or closer to the camera, I am in focus. But if this camera was over there, I would really need to look at the monitor, because if I go this way, I'm out of focus. If I go this way, I'm out of focus, and the lighting changes, the ISO starts changing. There's a lot of things to consider. But this camera, I will have to adjust every single thing and make sure where I am and not tend to move too much. But with my Sony camera, I can move along. So that's why the Sony camera is a better vlogging camera as compared to this guy. But it doesn't mean that I cannot vlog with this camera. It's just going to be difficult because this is a heavy. I have a half cage on it, and I have some gadgets on it where I do use a follow focus device on this side, so that when I'm shooting with clients, I am actually controlling the focus and stuff like that. Because like I said, this is totally manual. Now, I did look at the Sony FX5, and I noticed that on the top, it says cinema. They actually print, have you noticed that? They actually printed the word cinema on it. I know you're going to hate me. That's okay. That's why we have this forum, right? That's why we have this freedom of exchanging ideas and having good, valuable conversations. You know, when a king walks into the room, the king doesn't go around telling everybody, hey, listen, yo, what's up? My name is this, and I'm a king. You know, when you're a king, you're a king. You don't have to go around telling people that you're a king. So I don't know why the Sony FX5, they wrote cinema on it. Now, this is a cinema camera right here. This is the Blackmagic 4K Pocket Cinema. That's what they call it. I don't see the word cinema anywhere. I don't. They don't need to tell anybody that this is a cinema camera. It is a cinema camera. And anybody who knows what they're doing picks up this camera. They know exactly what they're getting. And they know exactly what they need to do because this thing shoots cinema. It is meant for cinema people, not for video people. So the fact that the FX5 says cinema on the top, they don't see. I'm sure it is a fantastic camera. It is a fantastic camera. It's probably going to be a big game changer for a lot of people who can afford that camera, of course. There's no need for you to say cinema camera. I know that's my little thing about it because I'm like, why are you saying cinema camera? Everybody knows it's cinema camera. But hold on a second. Here's the question. Is it really a cinema camera? This is a cinema camera. A cinema camera basically means, according to me and according to a lot of people, by the way, and tell me in the comments, do you disagree with me? Go ahead. Slap it down. Hit the windows on my fingers in the comment. Now, a cinema camera is a camera where it's all about you and how you see a scene. How do you frame a scene? How do you do that? The camera does not do anything for me. I have to do every single thing myself because that is a cinema camera. If you have an automatic camera and it's focusing for you, it's tracking for you, you know, like let's say if I have dinner, I'm sorry, let's say I'm having a dinner party and I invite you over for dinner and my wife cooks an amazing meal. So are you going to compliment me on the meal or are you going to compliment my wife on the meal? I mean, she's the chef. She cooked every single thing. But you're not going to tell me that, hey, man, your cooking is really good. That would be false. You would tell her, like, hey, that food was really nice. You're a good cook. No wonder this guy is so fat. That's what you probably would say. And you'll be correct. So when you have a camera that is automatic and it's doing everything for you, then what are you doing? Where's your creativeness? Like what input, like besides pressing the button and say, okay, record, what else did you do? And it's open gate, by the way. The FX5 is open gate. That means it's basically saying, you don't know how to frame your shot. So let's shoot open gate and then let's go to the computer and then let's, fix it in post, fix it on the computer. A cinema camera, you're supposed to try to get as much as you can. Of course, there are exceptions to this. You're supposed to get it in camera as much as you can. And then you go to the computer and then you start, fixing certain things that you probably made mistakes, which probably happens in shots all the time. So having an open gate is pretty cool, but like right now I'm shooting with my Sony camera. It's not open gate, obviously. I don't even know what kind of a lens, what kind of a sensor that is. I should put it in my notes. And I'm looking at my monitor right over here. And it looks perfectly fine. My monitor is set up for, not panoramic, but it's set up for, what is it, like 16:9? A little bit more than 16:9. But my camera is shooting a little bit more smaller than that. And it's perfectly okay, perfectly fine. I can see my framing right there. And I'm okay. I adjusted everything before I press record, and I'm perfectly fine. I can do that. This is perfectly okay. I don't need open gate for it. That's what I'm trying to say. And when I'm using this camera, the same thing goes. This camera shoots. Now, I know you're saying, oh, open gate means you can shoot more and all that. Yeah, but that's okay. But in a cinema situation, you are supposed to move the camera, right? I mean, that's why you're using prime lens and you're not supposed to be using zoom lens. You should be using prime lens when you're shooting cinema. So if I'm trying to shoot this microphone right over here, which is the Rode microphone, and I can have this distance from the lens to the microphone. But if I need to get a closer shot, I don't zoom. I don't have a zoom. This is a prime 25. I will move closer, like I will close the distance between these two guys, so that way I can get a shot, and I will compose everything on my screen over here. Now I have a monitor, so I can put the monitor on top and I can compose everything. And that's how you're supposed to do it. So I know we can argue about this all day long, all night long even, is what is the meaning of a cinema camera? A cinema camera is, you have a camera, okay, and the camera doesn't do anything for you. You have to do everything. It's all about, it's 100% on you, your creativeness to tell the story, to make the frame high, low, close up, further away, wider, short, not so wide, angling, where the light is, where the shadow is shooting. Like, it's all up to you. It's not up to the camera. Because once the camera is doing things for you, you are now moving away from cinema. Now, the only exception I would say to that, and I think somebody else also mentioned in one of the videos, and because I watch a lot of videos on cinema and video and stuff like that, and the guy said, the only time we will do automatic is if, let's say, if the driver is driving the car and the camera is inside and there's no space for a cameraman, and the car is doing like a stunt and it's spinning around or something like that, then obviously you can't have two guys inside. The stunt guy he was very much protected, so that's going to be a camera that's going to be auto-focusing automatically in order to get the shot done properly. Otherwise you just wasted so much money doing a stunt and everything is out of focus. So that's the only time you'll have something that's automatic. But for the most part in cinema, that's not how it goes. You have to actually have everything in your control. And that's why I love this camera. I bought this camera from day one till today, and I'm having a very hard time trying to find another camera that can beat this guy. If you watch all my videos on my channels, you will see, now of course I'm a student, I'm learning, so I'm not there yet. So I don't want you to look at a video of mine and just say, oh my God, this looks really terrible. It's not the fault of the camera, it's my fault. I'm telling you on tape, it's my fault. I'm learning. At some point, I and the camera will meet, and then everything is going to be absolutely gorgeous. But till then, I'm learning, and I thank you for staying with me for so long. I don't even know I'm going to put this episode on my channel, but I really wanted to just try out my monitor. My monitor is right over there, and my Sony camera is over there, and I have a wire, HDMI wire going, and I was charging the battery on this guy and stuff like that. Anyway, so thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Please let me know what you think about the conversation about what is a cinema camera and what is a video camera. And you notice I never used the word cinematic. I didn't use the word cinematic because I think that's a word that's been very loosely thrown around the place. You either shoot cinema or you don't shoot cinema. That's my argument. And I'd rather that you should, see, you're already a talented person. Of course you're a talented person. Why would you not shoot cinema? Why would you not just take that little extra effort and say, hey, let me just shoot cinema at this point? Because I have everything. Why am I stopping? Why am I just shooting video? Let me shoot cinema. I'm going for dinner. I'm having chicken and rice. I can cook. I can cook very well, by the way. Thank you, guys. See you in my next episode. Bye-bye.